Are we about to see a massive short squeeze on Bitcoin? Are we going to see within the next few weeks a $19,000, $20,000 or higher Bitcoin price? Guys, it is possible. It's very possible. And today I want to talk about why we could potentially get a massive and unexpected move to the upside for Bitcoin within the next few weeks. Now, the context of this all is that this week we have two very important news events that are going to be announced. Now, typically, you know, I am not a news trader. I do not trade the news, I trade the charts. But what I do is if I know there's an important news event coming up, I will look at the charts and put the two together and use that to make decisions on what the price is going to do. Now, here's the thing, guys, the charts do not lie, okay? But we have these events coming up. We have the CPI data being released tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. This is going to tell us, has inflation gone up or has inflation gone down? Now, if inflation has indeed gone down, this is very bullish for the markets, and oftentimes we see bullish CPI data being the catalyst to pushing the markets to another move to the upside. We can go back and look at the chart. You could check out the video I posted yesterday where we looked at every single time in the past few months the CPI data has been released and the reaction by the market to that. The following day, Wednesday, December 14th, we have the FOMC statement on interest rates. Have interest rates gone up or have they gone down? Now, here's the thing about that. People are expecting that the Federal Reserve is going to become more lenient when it comes to raising interest rates. In fact, over 70% of people are expecting that the Federal Reserve is going to not raise interest rates by 0.75 basis points, but by anywhere from 0.25 to 0.5 basis points. People are expecting bullish news. And if the Fed announces that they are only going to increase interest rates by 0.5 or even 0.25 BPS, that, in my opinion, could be another catalyst for a massive move to the upside on Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. Bitcoin had been trading in this range between the price of $25,000 and $17,500 back in the month of June all the way until the beginning of November when the FTX debacle happened. Now, notice this candle, guys. Okay, notice this candle. Very large candle. And oftentimes when we get these large candles to the downside, like we did right here, we oftentimes will recover that candle. Smooth move down, smooth move back up. Like the time when you were in college, you thought it was a good idea to go and eat Taco Bell at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was very, very smooth going down, but the next morning coming out, it was much smoother, wouldn't you say? It's the same when it comes to trading. Okay, now here's something else we need to keep in the back of our minds. This candle to the downside was initiated by a whole bunch of FTX FUD. If we get very bullish news and we come back inside of this old range, it's possible that this entire thing might have just been a deviation to the downside and we can actually come and fill the entire range coming back up to over $20,000. When Bitcoin starts to move, it moves big time, right? And it's very hard to stop it. We've seen this many, many times. And everybody right now and their mother is expecting lower, okay? Even my mom, right? She called me the other day. She's like, Jason, aren't you concerned to be in Bitcoin because the prices might come down lower and people are calling for Bitcoin to go to zero and crypto's dead? When you start to hear things like that, guys, it makes you think, potentially the market is going to do what it can to wreck a whole bunch of people. If everybody has been shorting in this zone right here, if large players want to push the price down for another move to the downside, unless we have another crazy exchange go under where literally billions of dollars leave the asset overnight, right? Unless we have that happen, if we're going to see lower prices, it makes sense that large players need to take some liquidity from the market. And right now, a lot of people are positioned short, all right? That means if I was a whale and I wanted to push the price down lower, I need to have people get wrecked in order to fill a large position before pushing the price back to the downside. And what a perfect scenario this could be, as everybody is expecting lower. So here are the key levels, guys. And key levels are one of the most important things when it comes to trading. This is how the Casper Crew VIP Discord has literally been able to short this high, long this low, short this high, and long this low in the past 2 days, guys. All of these levels have been given in advance in the VIP Discord. I was looking to take a short from 17.3 and a long from 17.083. Setup given in advance, guys. We come up to 17.300 where we get a rejection, and we come down to 17.083 where we get a nice bounce. And then the setup was given to short from 17.250 and then to long from 16.900. You can see we short from 17.250 and long from 16.900, guys. The way we were able to do this is by looking at a chart and identifying those key areas of support and resistance. We've been doing this, guys, on a small time frame, but the same thing works on a higher time frame. If you do want to join the community where we give the levels every single day, we do multiple live streams every single week. When possible, we take live trades, all this stuff. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper for the community. Okay, so here are the major key levels for Bitcoin. Right now, if we do get bullish news and we see a move and we come above the major area of support, which we have right now, this is going to be our major area of support between the high at 18.5 to this high wick right here at $18,000, right? This is a clearly defined high on the chart. Why is this a clearly defined high on the chart? Because we can see that this area acted as resistance once, twice, okay? So we expect that if we come back up to this area, which historically has been a key level of support once, twice, 3, 4 times, and then resistance 2 times, this is the doorway back into now the old range that we were trading in June through November that could bring us back up to potentially all the way to $25,000 Bitcoin. Now, does it seem crazy? Perhaps, but if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we can see that we are getting bullish divergences on this weekly time frame. What does that mean? That means that as the price is printing lower lows, our oscillator, market Cipher B, has been printing higher lows, okay? It looks just like our good friend Sam Bankman-Fried's chest, right? As the price is getting lower and lower, his man boobs are getting higher and higher. It looks also just like this woman, right? She's a party girl. For some reason, she has uneven butt cheeks. Her left butt cheek, very juicy and plump and lovely, and the ravioli is flowing out. And then the right butt cheek over here, very skinny, kind of like that waitress at the diner, the one who talks like this because she smokes too much. You know what I'm talking about. She's got the veins popping out of her neck. She smokes too many cigarettes. She's saying, hey, I'm bringing out your cup of coffee, Jason. Hey, Jason, you're looking kind of skinny, hun. Let me get you some pancakes. Now take a look at her butt over here, right? When the price is getting lower and the butt cheeks are getting higher, all right, look at where the Benjamins are at. Over here in the right butt cheek, all right? We have never in the history of Bitcoin seen something like this on the weekly time frame, okay? If we go to an exchange such as the, if we go to an exchange like Bitstamp, okay, BTC USD on Bitstamp, okay, we're on the weekly time frame. We have not seen this ever, guys. When have we seen the price getting lower on the weekly time frame and the momentum waves getting higher? Never. We didn't see it here. We didn't see it here, but we're seeing it here, okay? Now, I'm not saying that this is the bottom, but what I am saying is that because everybody is so adamantly expecting lower, which actually is quite different from previous bear markets that I remember, people were saying, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, and then we kept going lower and lower and lower. Right now, everybody's saying this is not the bottom, this is not the bottom, the world's falling apart, markets are falling apart, everything's falling apart. We've never been in a Bitcoin bear market during a recession before. I don't know if you're allowed to say recession on YouTube. I don't know. Whatever, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Like this girl, ambiguously gendered. Is she a girl? I don't know, but I know for certain she's a college student majoring in trans, cisgendered, non-binary carbon emission studies. Right? But here's the thing, guys. Okay? Now, this is about to get real serious. Okay? We did break down from a very important area of support, around 28K. If we are going to have an official breakdown of this massive range that we were trading for multiple years, what if we got a retest and then came to put in our lower low? This would wreck so many people right here. And you can see that there is a lot of basically inefficiencies in the chart that could potentially be filled, right? If we start to come above our key area of 18,500, we have a very smooth move up to 21,500, and then we have a very smooth move up to 25,000, and then we have a very smooth move up to this order block on the weekly time frame that is coming in at around $28,000 to $30,000. Okay, this is just a scenario that we need to keep our eyes on, guys. Okay, so what can we be looking at if this is going to happen? Okay, what levels of support can we be looking at in order to potentially get into a trade here? Well, for me, guys, very, very, very simple. Okay, right now I am looking at this as a sideways range in and of itself, and essentially, if we come down to the low of this range here, we have some pretty important levels, such as this weekly VWAP, anchored VWAP right here. Sorry, not a weekly VWAP, an anchored VWAP. Basically, I'm looking for a potential retest of the 16.6K area. This is where I would actually be looking for a long to get into if I was going to be looking for that massive move to the upside, okay? Now, on the contrary, guys, if the Fed comes out and says, just kidding, guys, we're not dovish, we're actually super dang hawkish, okay? We're going to be raising interest rates higher than ever before. Things are looking horrible. Inflation has gone up like crazy, and there's nothing we can do besides raise interest rates even more and more and more, right? Then we need to be very cautious, because everything I've just said will probably not happen, and this news could act as a catalyst for crypto to put in a lower low, okay? Very, very possible. And in that case, if we're going to come down, I will be looking for a short from these highs up here, okay? Basically coming back to the top of the range, basically anywhere 18K down to around 17,500. If we start to see bearish signs on Market Cipher, we can look for a short. Now, what we have to do as traders, okay, if we want to nail the trades, okay, like we did in the Jason Casper Crew VIP Discord. And by the way, if you want to learn this stuff, you can check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. Link in the description. Also, if you're interested in my trading bot that you can use to preset your trading plans, you can check it out over here on the website as well, the Crypto Fusion bot. Pretty dang cool. Just took a trade with it actually today. So here's the thing, guys. We need to make sure, now that we have our levels clearly defined, that we know what we are looking for. If we come down to support and news is bullish and we're seeing something on Market Cipher B, such as the uneven butt cheek pattern, where we see the divergences, where the momentum is getting higher as the price is getting lower, okay? And we see the waitress at the diner, and she's right there. Price is getting lower. She's coming out with the coffee. She's smoking a cigarette, okay? This guy's smoking a cigar. She's wearing those beautiful shoes. If we see this, then we can say things are very bullish. Let's hop into a long trade, not financial advice. Or on the contrary, right? If we see that our friend is partying too hard and she's hanging upside down from the rafters as the price is coming up to key areas of resistance, then we need to be aware that we could get a rejection and come to the downside, right? Because price, oftentimes, when it comes up to resistance, will get a rejection. We do have some key areas of resistance just above us. For example, if we take the Fibonacci retracement tool from that last high that we put in right after the FTX debacle, and we pull it down to the most recent low that we put in right here, we can see that we do have an area of resistance just above us. And if we come up here and we are unable to put in a higher high in Market Cipher B, and let's say that we're putting in a lower high, okay, it's going to be like that time I asked out that beautiful girl, and I thought she liked me because I was helping her with her algebra homework. I mean, basically, I was doing it for her, okay? I was doing the homework for her. I had the period before her. I would give her the answers to the test beforehand. I thought she liked me. Turns out, guys, she was only pretending to be friends with me because I was helping her with her homework. Very sad story. But basically, when I finally asked her out one day, she rejected me, and I was left here all alone. And I ended up walking home by myself, crying all the way down to a new lower low. And here's the thing, guys. If we put in a new lower low for Bitcoin, it is possible that we come down even lower than potentially the lows of this range. And here's why. If we're going to be potentially looking for a macro low on Bitcoin, and we go to the BTC USD pair over on our good friend Bitstamp, right? We go to the weekly time frame. Let's kind of check out what has happened here. Okay, we have not really come down to any key areas of support, right? What I mean by that is this. Right now, when we look at the chart, we have this retest of the 2019 highs, and then we have this key area of support resistance flip, and that's coming in between 14 and 10K, right? And so basically, guys, we right now still have a very smooth move down. We were talking about smooth moves at the beginning of this video. There's more Taco Bell to be had here, right? And that would actually not even invalidate these bullish divergences on the weekly time frame. But what I'm saying is, if we don't get a relief rally and instead news is bearish and we just put in another lower high and come back down, then I would honestly be expecting us to come down into this area right here, in between this zone where we actually have key areas of support. Because right now in this zone, this is the weekly time frame, we have no support or resistance, none. We have nothing until we come back down to at least the high 13s, and more importantly around 10K, very important area, or potentially lower. So the moral of the story, guys, is we need to mark our key areas on the chart. We need to be prepared for whatever is going to happen and have a plan in advance, like we do in the VIP Discord. Even on small time frames, guys, we know what levels we're looking for, so that when price comes to those levels, boom, right? I mean, look at this. We have 2 levels on the chart, and both of those levels hit exactly because we had a plan. We knew what confirmations we were looking for on market Cipher B. That is how you can stay prepared in these markets. So bottom line, guys, if we get bullish news and we see bullish signs at key levels, that would be a great opportunity to long, because it could be a catalyst for a massive move to the upside. And if we get bearish divergences and bearish news, then that could be a catalyst for a massive move to the downside. That is it for today's video, guys. God bless everybody. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everybody is very blessed. Even if you're not religious, that is totally fine. I'm cool with all views and stuff like that, but I still pray that God bless you. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.